Here we go. Listen, now notice up here, again, this was the first class. So if you have any questions, please refer to the video. All right, tonight's homework is all done for you already. Your job is, if you're having a little bit of trouble, to double check your work. All right, even if you go someplace and you just pause the video and you look at all the answers and you double check to see that you're correct. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. Right? Some of you think you're always right, and I understand that, trust me. All right? But today is new. All right? So listen. Well, you need to go get it unlocked. What is it locked? Okay, so go over there real quick. Say you need to unlock. You're trying to get it into Notability. Hurry up, because I don't want you, I don't want you coming back going, what? All right, here we go. So, listen, today we're going to work on what's called the distributive property, which I've already taught you because I've said things, but I didn't say it was the distributive property. All right, so today we're going to kind of talk about the distributive property. All right, and what I want you to look up here is this question right here is really what is 6 times 81. All right, but they break it down so you can do it mentally. So when you break something down so you can do it mentally, you break 81 down into 80 plus 1. Now, the reason why we do that is so we can see in our head what is 6 times 80. Very good. 480. All right? And then, what's 6 times 1?
6.
So my answer is what?
486.
486. All right? Is everybody with me on this?
Yes.
All right? 486. So the distributive property basically means you take what's on the outside of the parentheses and you say that would be 6 times 80, and then you add 6 times 1. That's essentially what we're doing. All right? Now remember what I said. It's kind of important to get started. All right? On the right track. All right? We're not using a calculator. We're not using a calculator. Mental math. All right? Here we go. What's 7 times 70? 490. Minus, what's 7 times 4? 28. So that's what I want you to write down. Now we're going to practice our mental math. What's 490 minus 20? 470. Then from 470 you subtract 8, which would make it 462. Girls, you okay? Who says I'm a little confused? With what? We did 7 times 70. Do you not know what 7 times 70 is? Or you understand that? Then we did 7 times 4.
Oh.
And then we subtracted. All right? Because this question is kind of like 7 times 64.
Okay.
All right? Not exactly how I would do it, but that's okay. Now, again, to me, in this problem, all right, sometimes it's easier to just go ahead and simplify first. All right, so listen to what I'm saying. I would prefer we just say 306 times 2/3. Now the question is, though, how do I multiply by 2/3? What's the easiest thing to do first? Divided by 3, and then multiply by 2. All right, let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take 306, and I'm going to divide that by 3. That's 102. And then I'm going to multiply that by what? Times 2. So that's 204. 204. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Anybody have any issues?
No.
Go ahead, Will.
Wait, so you did for the 2/3, how did you understand it? How did you know how to divide 306 by 2? I mean,
By
3.
so quickly?
Yes.
Because all I did was I looked at each number. 3 divided by 3.
Oh, in the
0 divided by 3. And then 6 divided by 3.
Okay.
So that's 102.
What if you got that one like a
Listen, I'm
different
not
way?
sure. I promise you, you're distracting me, and I don't want to hurt your feelings. All right? I really don't. What?
What if you got that a different way?
There's lots of ways you can do it. All right? Lots of ways. All right? I'm totally fine. Let's look at number, what? Quickly.
I just don't understand how you got
What?
that entire.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you understand 300 plus 6? Okay, listen, all right? It's really good. Okay, all right? So you okay with it being 306? All right, now, what I'm trying to show you on this, I should have wrote the fraction, or I should have written the fraction a little better. Let me do this for you. 2 over 2, like this. Because this fraction bar always means what? Divide. You hear me? So all I did was I took 306 and I divided it by 3 first. Right? And then this means what? Times 2. So I just did it in a different order. Because I always think dividing first is easier because the number gets smaller. All right? I would much rather divide first, then multiply. All right? So here we go. Let's take a look at number 4. Miles, you okay? Is that good? All right, thank you. All right, so on this one, now it's easier to go ahead and distribute. What's 9 times 100?
900.
900. Plus, what's 9 times 10?
90.
90. So the answer is 990. I'm pretty good with that. Everybody happy?
Yes.
All right, let's continue on. We got lots to do. All right. Now, 1/5, I want everybody to make a note to themselves. 1/5 just means to divide by what?
0.20.
Oh, actually, multiply by 0.20 would be good. That's perfect.
That's what I did.
But I would be dividing by 5. That's what I want you to know. 1/5 means divided by 5. However, 1/5 is the same as 0.2, so I understand. It's easier for me to divide by 5 than multiply by 0.2. All right? So here we go. Let's practice this. What is 400 divided by 5? You should be able to do that pretty easy.
20.
Wait a minute. 80, thank you. Speak up, loud and proud, girl. I told you have a lot to offer. 80, that is correct. Because we're just doing what? 40 divided by 5. Everybody good? With an extra 0. Now the hard part, minus what's 90 divided by 5? Well, how many times does 5 go into 9? 1 with a 4 left over. How many times does 5 go into 40? 18. So the answer right now is 80 minus 18. Now I'm trying to help you with your mental math. So 80 minus 18 should be done. 80 minus 10. What's 80 minus 10?
70.
And then 70 minus 8. 62, guys. That's how I want you to do it. We're not borrowing. We're not doing that anymore. Practicing your mental math. Good for you, buddy.
I just did 310 divided by 5.
I'm happy with you. 310 divided by
Because I
5.
just thought of, like,
It's just the same. Just the same. I'm happy with that. Sometimes it's quicker splitting it up. Sometimes it's quicker to just put them together.
I don't really get how you got
90 divided by 5.
Oh.
Right, so basically what we're doing is, watch, so I can show you. I did 400 divided by 5, and then I did 90 divided by 5.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay.
All right. So hold on 1 second. So on the next one now, 700 times 8, or what's 7 times 8? With how many zeros? So I want everybody to make sure they see that's negative 5,600. Is everybody agreeing with me? Now, the next problem we have is a negative times a negative is a what?
Positive.
Is a positive. Is everybody hearing me?
Yes.
So it would be,
Negative or positive 24.
now am I adding those or am I subtracting?
You're adding them. You're adding them. This is what
Am I adding or subtracting? I'm subtracting. The reason why I'm subtracting is because one's negative, one's positive, right? So now, again, here's where I need practice. Come on, eyes up. Eyes up. Subtract 20 first, which would make that 5,580. Practice that. Everybody see that? Now I need to subtract another 4, so it would be 5,576. And is my answer positive or negative? Negative. Now, again, does everybody understand? We're not using a calculator because we're practicing our numbers. That's what you're doing. Last week we used a calculator. Now you're practicing your calculator in your brain. All right? Here we go. Number 7. Now, on this one, I think it would be easier just to make 20 minus 9 what? What's 20 minus 9? 11, right? Does everybody see what I'm saying? So 4 times 11 is? 44. What? And you got the same answer. Well, 4 times 20 is what? What's 4 times 9? Now listen, I'm glad you said that, okay? Seriously. So here we go. Ready? What's 80 minus 30? And then 50 minus 6. You see your mistake now. Right, okay. So again, very, very important. I don't care about being right or wrong. It doesn't matter. You're practicing right now. You're supposed to make some careless mistakes. When you make a mistake, you're not sure, you say, show me that again. Right? That's how your mental math is going to separate you from everybody else, especially when you go to high school. All right? You have to be good with numbers, or the advanced stuff doesn't work. All right? Advanced stuff does not work if you don't know the basics. All right? So here we go. So, to me, 7 times 100. Right. Is it positive or negative, though? Negative 700. Now, what's negative times a negative? Positive. What's 3 times 7? Positive 21. Now, Caroline, one more time. Do I add these or subtract them? Very good. Very good. So, what is 700 minus 20? 600 and then subtract one more? 679. Beautiful. Now we check, is it positive or negative? Negative. Okay, you with me? You understand what we're doing, right? Boys in the back, Cole, you're kind of quiet. You good? All right. Anson? All right, here we go. Let's check out number 9. Oh, this one's easy. What's 75 minus 9? Now, let's say, again, this is a good example. 75 minus 9 is 75 minus 10. What's 75 minus 10? Then add 1. 66. Is everybody with me on this? All right? So again, bless you. Remember, whenever you subtract 9, subtract 10 and add 1. That's the easiest way to do it. All right? Subtract 10, add 1. So 75 minus 10 is 65, plus 1 is 66. Now, it's 66 times negative 1, which we all know is? Negative 66. Beautiful. All right? Number 10, wow. You should be able to look at that and say, what's 21 minus 11?
10.
So 14 times 10. There you go, guys. That's what I'm expecting. 140. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Miles, good? All right. Here we go. 11. Ooh. If you have 8 quarters, how much money do you have? $2, right? So 8 times 25 is going to be 200. And then we have an extra what?
2.
Extra what? 0. Thank you. It's negative 2,000. Now stop and listen and make sure you understand what I said about 8 quarters. Counting by quarters is easy. Multiplying by 25 in terms of money is super easy. If I have 8 quarters in my pocket, I have what? $2. $2 represents 200. But I also can't forget this what? This 0. Right? So now, what's 2 times negative 25? Negative 50. Everybody happy with that? I'm listening, Will.
So you multiply negative 25 times 80, and then now you got the 50.
Yes, sir. You good now? All right. And now do I add those, Caroline, or subtract? So that's going to give me 2,050. All right, let's talk about it. What I did here, super important. You ready? Listen. This will make you smart, guys. I mean that. Everybody listen. 8 times 25. So if you have 8 quarters, how much is that? Or what? The number? Now I have an extra what? You with me now? All right. 12. I don't even really like this problem at all because really the mental math is a little bit more challenging. All right. What are you thinking? You have a hand up for a reason?
Yeah.
Tell me what, I mean, honestly, I think this one's very tricky. This is very tricky. So let me work you through it real quick. Eyes up, please. Let me work you through it because here's how your mental math should be. All right. You should do, please pay attention. You don't have to write this answer down because I do not expect you to know this. But I am expecting you to go, wow, that's pretty cool after you see what I'm talking about. All right. So please watch. What is now, for me, I'm really doing 30 times 45. All right, just watch. You don't have to write this down because I don't want you writing it down. I just want you to watch it. All right, 3 times 45 would be, I'm very happy with you. That's a good job. All right. Now, but it was, so you got to listen carefully. It was 30 450s. So technically, there's actually what? 2 more zeros. So pay attention how I got those 2 zeros. There's a 0 there and a 0 there. So I added the zeros there. Now, I was counting just now 30 450s. But I'm really adding what? Another 450 because there are what? 31. So if I add 450 to that, that would be 13950. All right? That was tricky. All right, no doubt. No doubt about that. All right? Now we're going to do 31 times 18. All right? Now let me show you how to do that. All right? Here in my opinion, look up. I'm going to do 31 times 20. I'm going to count 20 31s. And that would give me what? That would give me 620. But I only wanted what? 18. I just counted out what? So now I have to subtract 36. Hold on a second. So we're going to work that, even though I appreciate it. So if I'm going to go 620 minus 36, I'm going to go 620 minus 20 first, and then minus 10, and then minus 6, minus 584. All right, trust me, like I said, that's not a big deal. All right, it's not a big deal. All right, now last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 500 first. When I subtract 500, that's going to give me 13,450, right? Now I have to subtract 84, but I can't. I can only subtract what? 50. So that's going to take me to 13,400. Now I have to subtract another 30, and that's going to take me to 13,370. And then I have to subtract another 4. 13,366. Very nice. Now look, guys, I already told you I'm not expecting you to do that on a test because that's what we have a what for? That's what we have a calculator for. All right? I'm just telling you that's how people do adding and subtracting mental math in their head.
So
all right?
we just like
What? Go.
How would you know whether to do like 450 minus 18 and then that multiplied by 31 plus 81 times 450?
Well, because of what I said it was.
Because what I had done is
Listen to me. I changed it to 31 times 20 because it's easier. So I counted 20 31s, and I really only wanted what? 18. Does that make sense? And because I wanted only 18, I had to subtract 2 31s. Go.
how exactly did you get that 36 when you subtracted?
Plus 2 18s.
Oh, you're supposed to add.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
2
that's
18s is 36. Does that make sense? Yeah. No. No, what you can do is you can just write down what I wrote and then be done with it. All right? And be done with it. All right? I really don't want you doing that because if somebody opens the door, you're going to land up on your head. All right? Now, again, we got to get going, guys. We got to get going. So listen to me. Now we're getting into the algebra part. So here we go. To get into the algebra part, the answer for 13, 7 times y is 7y. Now, 7 times 11 is, so your answer, listen to how simple this is. 7y plus 77. Now, how do I know it's a plus 77? Because a positive times a positive is a positive. All right? So now, let me do number 14, then we're going to go around the room. All right? So number 14, negative 6 times t is negative 6t. Then we're going negative 6 times negative 1. Negative times a negative is a, so it would be positive what? 6. Positive 6. All right? Moving over. Negative 8 times u. Negative 8u. And then negative 8 times negative 2.
Oh wait, positive 16.
Positive 16. All right, now we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to go around the room.
You have to answer.
Shh. Number 16. Now, just because the number's in the back, does that matter? No. So it's still negative 4 times r is negative 4r. And then negative 4 times 9, negative 36. Now, how did I know it was a negative 36? We knew it was a negative 36 because, look here, guys. Positive times a negative is your negative. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah. What if
All
we
right.
did the opposite way? So we did negative.
No, don't do it the opposite way. Do it that way. That's how I want you to do it. All right? The distributive property. All right. Now, listen, I'm going to do one more because the negative 1, all right, is easy. All right? But I still want to double check you. So this negative 1 times negative h is going to be a positive 1h. Now, if you want to leave out the plus and you want to leave out the 1, is that good? Yes. It's understood. So h. Now, negative 1 times positive 5 is a what?
Negative 5.
That is correct. So your answer is h minus 5 or 1h minus 5. Okay? All right. Caroline Danzy, you're up. Number 18.
So we do negative 2 times f, which gives you negative 2f.
Beautiful.
And then because it's a negative times a positive,
It's going to be
it will give you negative 7.
beautiful. So far, so good. All right. Number 19. And go.
Negative 4b, and then that is minus,
Negative times a negative. There you go. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you're learning right now. So verify your results. Negative times a negative is a positive. All right, Will, you're up. Shh. Will, go.
Okay, so you would do the 1 times the
1 times the 7 first.
7, and you get 7,
7.
7, and then minus 7.
No, listen to me, buddy. You're just multiplying by 1.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So 1 times v. That's correct. Now, if you want to put the 1v, I'm totally fine with that. or I'm totally fine. All right, Kate, you're up. You're awesome. Negative 2d plus 10. Negative 2d plus 10. All right. Caroline, you got the fraction, number 22. So what's 2/5 times n? No. It's like 2/5 times 1, kiddo. 1 times anything is that number, right? So what's 1 times 2/5? That's correct. 2/5 n. Now that's the one you had to listen to. All right. Now I'm distributing 2/5 times 10. Now do you remember what I told you? I want you to divide first. Or 10 divided by 5. And then, there you go. So the answer is plus 4. There you have it. 2/5 n plus 4. All right. Now, 23, Carly, go. Stop.
Negative 50z
Yes, good job, girl. Yes, nice. Negative 50z plus 50. Thank you. All right. Allison. You remember what 12 times 12 is? Yep. 44. 144. Is it going to be positive or negative? Yes. Negative 12g minus 144. Perfect. All right. Ben, you're up. 25. Shh. Which is? Four times 10. 4 times 7. 40 plus 28. No. 40 plus 28. Think about it. 40 plus 20. There you go, buddy. 68. All right, Hanson. You're up. 26.
negative 8k
Good.
plus 168.
Very good. Negative 8k plus 168. Hunter, you're up. 27.
Negative 9 times s equals negative 9s plus negative 32 times 39 is positive and plus 288.
You're awesome, buddy. That's a good job. Positive 288. All right. Jack, you're up. Number 28. You.
Okay, so you do negative 28a plus 1.
You're awesome, buddy. 20 times 5 is 100. 20 times 5 is 40. 100 plus 40, 140. Good mental math. Jack, 29.
So you have to do negative 20 times 19, which would be negative, but I would do
Yep.
20 times 20, which is 400, subtracted by 19.
Now you do. Listen, 400 minus.
81.
Yeah, good job.
And then plus.
You're awesome. That was really good.
Oh, I
All right.
got 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is 380. Yeah, it is 380. Yeah, it is 380. Sorry. 380. Do you see that? Yeah, because we were doing 19 instead of 20. All right. All right, 30. Cole.
So 3.3 d
Good job.
and then times 3.3 times 4.
Very good. Plus 13.2. Now remember what I'm telling you guys. I really want it without a calculator. So you could be saying 4 times 3 is what? 12. And 4 times 0.3 is 1.2. 12 plus 1.2, 13.2. Everybody good? 4 times 3.
Yeah.
And then 4 times 0.3. 4 times 3 is 12. That's 1.2. You agree?
Yeah.
All right, Miles, you're up.
Alright, 18 times negative q would be 18q
Beautiful.
plus, because it's negative 5, so it becomes a positive, so plus 90.
Good job, buddy. 18q plus 90. Everybody happy with that?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, Lander, you're up, buddy. 32.
Negative 16.
Now, let's do 45 times 16. We know it's going to be negative. All right? What's 45 times 10? So in your mind, you're keeping 450. Now, what's 6 times 40? Good. And then 6 times 5. So now you're adding that together. Now, I would say 690 plus 30 is, there you go, 720. All right, I'm trying to make it so you're using the numbers. All right. All right, here we go. Let's check out 33. Allison. Good. Negative times a negative, girl. There you go. Yes, I'm happy. Hear me? All right, Kate, you're up. Good job. Good job. All right. So skip 35 for now because we're almost out of time. Let's go to 36. Will.
Yes. Okay. So you do negative, positive, so 17n plus 18.
No, you're multiplying, remember?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Plus 17.
Right. Now, is it positive 17 or negative 17? Now, it's a negative times a, which, that's right. There you go. Is everybody okay with that? All right. Okay. So now, let me just give you the answer to 35. Let me show you how I did it. All right, here we go. So that would be 5.3. Look, 5.3x. Stop. When you're multiplying by 11, there's a rule to multiply by 11. Put the first number, then you add, then you put the last number, and then you need a decimal, 58.3. All right. All right. Now, don't worry about the word problems for now. All right. Now your job is to finish the first worksheet and look at the answers and double check your work. Make sure you're hearing me talk about the mental math. I don't think I heard the bell ring, girls.
Yeah.
When the bell rings, you guys. All right.
Then you guys.
What time is the bell supposed to ring?
1 minute.
Yeah.